We've been strategically meeting with the different church tribe leaders. We had an excellent meeting with Archbishop Odama. He is the head of the Catholic Church in all of northern Uganda. Now, the Catholic population in Uganda represents 42.1%, so it is critical that those bridges of relationship are built. And he used the word providential when we met with him. He said, I am totally on board, and he is excited to be part of what World Embrace is pursuing.
And of course, the Church of Uganda is Anglican, and they represent 33.3% of this land here. And we had the chance to meet with a very, very important person, Bishop Gakumba, and he's definitely on board as well, Kathy.
Yes, and also we had great relationship times with the Ugandan Orthodox Church leader. His name is Father Julius, and once again, he just got so excited, and he is totally on board.
So we had the chance to be in church with the Orthodox, and it was a thrill because they celebrate Easter the week after the rest of us celebrate Easter. So we got two Easter weekends in here in Gulu. How about that? And it was a beautiful time. And the pastor at the conclusion just opened God's Word and shared wonderfully. And we had the opportunity as well to talk to the congregation.
Yes, we also had a fantastic church service under mango trees.
Yes.
With the Pentecostal churches. And it was really quite fascinating to watch their offering time, their tithes and offerings. You're seeing pictures here of the different offerings that were given with such joy. That really touched us deeply, didn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did. And Pastor Jimmy Okello of the Baptist Church, he's actually done the translation for the As One Life Study into the Luo language. He's a wonderful guy. We've enjoyed fellowship with him. We've been in his church. And Kathy, we have a big meeting coming up as well soon.
Next week.
Go ahead. I'm passing the ball to you. Run with it, baby.
Of the Baptist Church tribe. And so we're excited for that meeting.
Yes, and Kathy, a women's show, radio program. You're invited to be for Women's Day, National Women's Day, on a panel.
Yes, that was a privilege. And so, again, making inroads into the different media connections, not only in radio, but in television and in the newspaper print areas.
Also, Kathy, we had a very significant meeting here just about 2 weeks ago, I guess. The RDC, that's the Resident District Commissioner of Gulu. That's the top position here in this district. It's an appointed position by the President himself. And we were able to share with her over the last number of weeks, just privately in her office or just sitting together. And she was so thrilled and excited about World Embrace that she wanted to call the other leaders of the land, and that's exactly what she did. And we held that meeting here on the site. We cleaned up one of the rooms here, even though it's still under construction, and we had an amazing time.
Yeah, people like you said the RDC, Resident District Commissioner, the head of the prison system. They call them LC5 and LC3. That represents the local council of, and they are very high up.
Yeah.
And these are people representing the different political parties. So it wasn't just one political party represented.
Yeah.
Different people in the intelligence service, in the military, the town clerk, the mayor. It was amazing.
We talked a bit and showed you some photos from the Orthodox Easter weekend that just passed here. Let's back up to the weekend before, Kathy. On Good Friday here in Gulu, masses gathered. Thousands and thousands of people gathered and carried the cross through the streets of Gulu.
Quite a
and
sight.
They worshiped together and they sang and they reenacted Good Friday events. And it was really neat to be able to be there. And then we were invited by a leading family in Uganda to go to their family farm on the Sunday and preach a message to their family. So we were thrilled for that privilege, Kathy.
You know, when you say leading family, one of the brothers, his name is Richard Todwong. He currently is the Deputy Secretary General of the ruling party. He serves directly under the President. Very powerful man nationwide. As well, another brother in the family is Brigadier General Charles Otema. He is known all across Uganda. He was the one under his leadership that kicked out the LRA leader, Joseph Kony. And so he is feared and respected greatly. And so when we say that we are invited to this family, this is quite an honor. And again, it's God connecting us with the leaders of the land for His kingdom purposes through unity. And also now you're seeing a picture of the Karunda grounds where, Lord willing, very soon, one day, Heaven's Rehearsal Uganda is going to be taking place.
And Kathy, there was a gathering of young leaders, young adult leaders in their 20s and 30s that were getting specific training in development and military and intelligence and different things of that nature, organized by the government. They asked us to come and speak because they have them there for 2 or 3 weeks. And in this particular case, there were 357 participants, and the RDC of Amuro district, it's a neighboring district to Gulu, invited us to come and share and address the spiritual aspect.
And Islamic leaders are saying that if they can push down through Gulu, they believe they can take the rest of Africa. That is quite a statement. And so we believe that God has brought World Embrace here to address this principality, because the only thing that can address a principality of that level is a church walking in true biblical unity. And so this also is why we believe God has said, base it here. Even though this is a national vision, base it here. And so we just thank you for your continued prayer support, because the battle is very real here.
And Gulu has been a place that was like a hell here in the north with Joseph Kony for about 20 years. The Lord's Resistance Army, where people were slaughtered and people were taken, children were abducted, made child soldiers, and the young girls sex slaves. And that went on for 20 years in this area.
Yeah.
And yes, Gulu, translated, is heaven, and this will be a place where God's Spirit and kingdom will be strengthened and raised as the church unites. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, our update on World Embrace. We've been here only for 2.5 months, and God has been doing so much. But of course, for 10 years, we've been coming to the north here and planting seeds and building relationships, and God is fast-tracking World Embrace. Thank you so much for your friendship and your love, and we appreciate you. And thank you so much for prayerfully considering also supporting World Embrace here in Gulu. God bless.